1452, how are you folks? First ride with the King out, 2022, and I love this motorcycle. And you know, the reason I bought it is because it's a classic. It's a 2000, but I'm really worried that I made a mistake. And this is it. I changed out the headlights. Did I just ruin the classic look? We all have different reasons for buying motorcycles. If you follow the channel, you'll know I have a 2021 Road Glide Limited, which I use for touring and really is my major ride bike. And of course, I have Duke, who's my 2000 Road King Classic. So he is 22 years old. And I think we all have different reasons for buying our motorcycles. When I bought my Road Glide, it was for touring. It was an upgrade from the previous bike I had, so my wife and I could do a little more touring and a little more comfort, and we just love that motorcycle. And as you can tell, it is rained in Michigan, but fortunately all the salt is off the road, so that's why Duke is taking his first ride of 2022 right now. But when I bought Duke, and if you do follow the channel, first of all, thank you for that. I appreciate you. And I ended up trading a quad worth about $4,000, $4,500 straight out for Duke. I think I paid a couple $100 or something like that with it. So I basically got Duke for about, let's call it $4,500. And I really traded the bike, and I would have bought it, but fortunately, I was trying to get rid of a quad as well, because Duke is an older bike, and he's a classic. It's got the white walls. I did put new tires on it, and made sure I did the white wall theme. It's just, there's nothing, no radio, no GPS, no nothing. It's just kind of back to riding, and that's how I feel every time I get on the motorcycle. One of the real reasons I liked it was there's something about the big old headlight on these Road Kings that I just love, right? And it's that old classic look. Now, I put the windshield on right now. I do prefer to run this thing without it, run it naked, but it's a little bit chilly still. Squirrel! Oh, dude, you know how lucky you are? Focus, Bodine, focus. But I wanted to keep it classic. I didn't want to do, I've thought about putting bars on. Maybe I will one day. I don't know. But I've been really trying to keep it as close to stock as I could. I bought it with a Stage 1 on it. So it does have a Stage 1 on it. And it runs fantastic. I think there's 25,000 miles on it. And it's just a bike that I hope to have forever. And wanted to keep it classic and didn't want to do anything with it. But I started to ride, or planning on starting to ride, Duke a little bit more even in the evenings. There's some meet-up and some rides that are later in the day and in the evening. And I'm like, the headlights, or all the lights on this thing, are ancient. They really are. Now that's part of the coolness of it, right? It's that old classic look. And, as you saw in the opener, I changed them all out. And I'm hoping I didn't ruin it. Now, first of all, I know many of you will say, and believe me, I'm a believer, all that matters is what I think about it, and the person who owns the bike, you're right. So that's number one. But two, when I started talking about how I'm not so sure I get enough light out of this thing, especially at night, and had a problem with the front headlight, I'm like, man, I better do something. So Custom Dynamics was awesome in reaching out and working with me on putting LEDs all over Duke, lighting it up, right? And it was really twofold. One is because I wanted to be able to see and be safe, number one. Number two is wanted, both myself and Custom Dynamics really wanted to show that you can light up older bikes. But the question is did you take the Classic out? Right? Did I take the Classic out of Duke? And there's part of me that as soon as I put the lights on, and I did a video on that, and I'll link that video so you can see it. I actually did two of them, the rear of the bike lights and then the front lights. And I'll let you go ahead and see those. As soon as I put them on, I'm like, man, these are great. I love it. These look super cool. And posted a picture on Instagram, and I did the videos. And, you know, I would tell you 90% of the comments are like, 95% of the comments are like, dude, it looks awesome. You're going to be able to be seen better now. Great job. Great video. Of course, there's a couple folks that are like, dude, can't believe you changed out the Classic lights, right? And I didn't think too much about it because we all have differences of opinion. And then I was sitting there the other day. I was out in my garage doing something. And I was looking over at Duke and I'm like, crap, did I ruin it? Did I ruin that Classic look? With the new lights? All LED, all shining and bright? Man, it felt wrong for a few minutes. You've seen the lights. What do you think? Would you do that, especially if you were going to try to keep a bike, as close to stock as you could? Now, first thing I said is it's a safety thing, especially if I'm riding at night. But let's say you weren't going to ride at night. And I guess I should ask myself that question. If I was not going to ride at night, would I have changed these lights out? I'll tell you what, the answer may have been no. I probably would not have now that I'm on the bike talking about it. But that I am going to ride it at night, and I think it looks great. I'm okay with it, and I'm actually coming to grips with it. Isn't that beautiful? Actually coming to grips with it, and I really ultimately do love it. And I'm fighting that urge. I've started to do some upgrades to my 2021 Road Glide, which I promised myself I wouldn't do, but yeah, it never happens with me with upgrades. But I have held myself back from doing this motorcycle. I have thought about some apes on it, just to do something a little bit different, still have that cool look, but you know what? To me, this motorcycle still has that low ride, black, dark, simple, white-walled, beautiful headlights look that I just still think I kept the custom in the bike, even though I changed the LEDs out. But I would love to hear what you think about that. Did you ruin it, Bodine 52? Is it really better? Or should I even care what people think? Well, I don't get worried about feedback that may be negative or different than my own, but I do appreciate it and would love everybody's opinions. And what could I have done different? Could I maybe have kept the old lights and found some old ones to replace them with? Would you have switched them out? Or would you have kept it how it is and just make it a day rider? Well, that can't be. And just curious, and on my first ride out today, I couldn't help but talk about it. It's Duke's first day out on one of my favorite roads with some new LED custom Dynamics lights, and just feeling awesome to be able to be out riding the motorcycle today, and definitely appreciative of all you taking a few minutes to check in with me and give me some feedback on Duke. And I will tell you, from Duke and I, Bodine 52 and Mrs. Bodine 52, who will be out riding soon here as it gets a little bit warmer. We appreciate you. Be safe out there on and off the motorcycle. Make sure to check on a friend. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, folks.